What's going I don't even know how much time I have, but it's fine. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Herb G, back at you again. But today, it's a little bit different kind of video. I'm going to start a podcast like I have before. I used to have a podcast called the Bitcoin Nonsense Podcast. If you search on my channel, you probably could find it somewhere. But I think I only did I want to say 4 or 5 episodes. I used to go on Facebook and Instagram live at the same time. That was a lot. I used to try to go live all at the same time so that way I can have content for multiple platforms. But I think I'm just going to go with one, once a week. And I don't have a specific day on when when I will drop these, but you could just expect to have 1 or 2 a month. And I'm not going to say how many times I will be dropping them per month, but just 1 or 2 for now. I hope everybody's had a happy new year. I certainly have. A lot of things are changing. I know a lot of people are changing. A lot of things are changing in our daily lives every day. I know it has for me. So just want to wish everybody Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. If you guys celebrate that, I hope you guys crush all your goals this year. And I hope you are in a great state of mind, a well state of being, if you may, or if I may. But today, I only had one thing planned to talk about. And I notice people don't really watch podcasts. They just have it on in the background, or at least I've heard. So when you say podcast, you think an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours kind of thing. And so for me, I'm like, I don't really have that much to talk about for a whole hour or 2, if I'm being honest. So I guess for me and this podcast, these will be short podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Can't promise you that I'm going to just talk your ear off for a whole hour or 2, especially since not really talking to special guests or anything like that to have on the channel, but maybe one day, and who knows, you never know, right? But I guess moving forward, as of right now, we're here now, I'm just gonna, what they say, as they say, let spirit guide me, and go from there. So what I wanted to talk about was Ledger Live. I guess I'm very I'm not surprised. I wouldn't say surprised. I'll just say enlightened, I want to say. Since that's my thing, that's really why I'm here. And my purpose on this earth is to enlighten others. But I've been enlightened. I have been enlightened. And if anybody's watching this thinking about getting into Bitcoin or crypto, it is what it is. You want to go down that rabbit hole, go ahead. I only suggest Bitcoin, but if you want to do your due diligence and learn the hard way, go ahead and dabble in all the cryptocurrencies that you want, right? But if you need a hardware wallet to store your funds, to store your crypto, to store your Bitcoin, I would not go with Ledger. I have to say, they showed me their cards. They showed me who they really was. So in the past, I've watched a lot of Bitcoin content. I'm always watching Bitcoin content. Like right after this video, I'm probably gonna start watching a Bitcoin video, Bitcoin podcast of myself, right? And And for the life of me, I could not understand from everybody that I have encountered. Like, they don't trash Ledger, or they don't, speak negative about it. They don't speak highly about them either. But every Bitcoiner I came across says, don't use Ledger, don't use Ledger, don't use Ledger. And I'm like, why so much hate? I don't understand why people are so against Ledger. And then there's two things. So one of the reasons why they say was because they had a hack back in, I want to say, 2021, where their data was breached. I believe I didn't hear any accounts of like who specifically was affected by that hack or affected by the breach, but Ledger caught it right away. At least that's from what I've read. But they did say that, customers' phone numbers, emails, and addresses were compromised. And so this was, I want to say, before I got into Ledger, because I didn't even hear anything about them. And I kind of blindly trusted them and bought one off of a referral from a guy that I knew at the time. And had I known this, I probably wouldn't have gone with them, obviously. But it is what it is. So my point is, that's one reason why a lot of people say don't use Ledger. You know what I mean? But I already had got into it, prior to them. I already had a wallet prior to watching these videos. I already had my Ledger set up. I already had everything going for me. So I'm like, I'm not going to switch now just because I hear somebody tell me I shouldn't be using them. For me, I don't know, like, I guess this is why this is how I came to make this video. Like, you have to show me why you are not trustworthy, or you have to prove to me that you're a bad influence, or that you're bad for my health, for me to switch, or for me to shun you, or for me to just dismiss you. And I know I'm speaking like we're talking about people here, but I guess it's in digital life too. Like, I just didn't understand. I just didn't see the big. I guess I did see the big deal, but I'm like, I wasn't affected by the hack. I got in after the hack. My crypto is safe. My Bitcoin is safe, specifically. At the time, I did have a little bit of other things like Ethereum, Stellar, and Doge. But that's neither here nor there because I don't have those anymore. So my crypto is safe. I don't understand why I need to switch hardware devices. I don't. It's just not. That's not who I am. That's not really like how I live my life. I don't live my life by what somebody else tells me. I don't know about any of you guys, but I have to investigate. I have to like do my own research. I have to like experiment for myself. I'm not saying that I learned the hard way, but I just have to see it for myself. I'm just not gonna take your word for it and do something just because you said it. All right, and that's that's a testament to my Bitcoin journey. I mean, like I said, I was into other cryptos. When I first heard of Bitcoin, I didn't go straight into it. I didn't trust it, 100%. And it took me a while. It took me at least a year to understand Bitcoin fully and to realize, like, okay, Bitcoin is the future. So that was one thing. And then another thing that they always said was, why are you going to trust a hardware wallet that has multiple cryptocurrencies that they need to secure? It's just more space, or more digital points of failure to crack their code. And so I kind of understood that. It was just at the time, like I said, I was using multiple cryptos, so I was just like, if anything happens, I'm pretty sure Ledger wouldn't, just leave us out to dry. I'm pretty sure the crypto is backed 1-to-1, or at least you'll get your money's worth. You'll get your money back. If you can't get the crypto back, they'll reimburse you for their mistake. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I didn't think it was that important of a feature, I guess, or a detail to say, oh, they have to secure so many multiple current cryptocurrencies. They have to secure over 10,000 cryptocurrencies. That's not very, beneficial. That's not very efficient to trust your funds with, because they have multiple backdoors, or the code is just too complex. Not too complex. Well, just it's not. I guess it's like more is not always better. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I want to say, like, again, to me, and this is, I guess, one of the things that I wish everybody was able to do. So for me, I never put in any amount of money that I was not willing to lose. I never did that. Even before I even heard of that. Like, it was just second nature. It was just common sense. I'm not going to put all my life savings, or I'm not going to put all my money into this thing, because if something happens, I'm asked out. And so I was just like, okay, they have multiple attack points. Okay, if they got my crypto, or if they somehow hacked me, okay, it's fine. If I lose it, I'm not gonna be hurt. I'm not gonna die. Nothing's gonna happen. It's not that, to me, it's not that serious. I don't know if that's, somebody's getting pissed off right now, or somebody's just like, oh my god, he's the craziest guy I ever heard. Like, I don't understand. It just wasn't that serious to me, because I didn't have funds in there that affected my life. If I lost it the next day, I'll have been fine. And again, right now, if I lose all my Bitcoin, knock on wood, pray to God that it doesn't happen. I don't want that to happen, obviously. I'm just saying, I will be okay. It's not my life savings. It's not the end all be all. That's one thing, I guess, that I'm able to do, and I'm actually happy that I can do, is just separate my feelings from it, separate my emotions from it. Now, on the flip side to that, buying it is a whole different game. Now, the emotions of buying Bitcoin is a whole different thing. I guess I want to say that's another podcast, because that's you got to understand the psychology of who I am, or the conviction that I have for Bitcoin. But that's neither here nor there, right? And then I want to say there's a third one that I just thought about that they did say as well, is that the code is not open source. Code is not open source. You can't, fact check it. You can't verify it. You can't see what the code is built on, or how it works. So you can't know what the faults are, or where the weaknesses are. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people was like, yeah, you can't use a company like that. And I was like, the open source thing, I didn't quite get right away. It was just, I was like, there's a lot of things that are not open source. You know what I mean? I was like, I didn't know that was a big thing until later on in my journey, like right now. I was just like, open source, closed source, why do you need to see the code to use something? Like, I don't know. I just didn't think that had to be a factor. Like, why are we? That shouldn't affect your decision. It shouldn't be a big, not a big deal, but just open source versus closed source. Why does that have to be a debate? Like, why is that a con amongst pros and cons? I didn't see that as a con. I didn't see it as a pro. I was just saying, it's like, okay, that's their service. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we go to Apple and say, hey, can I see your software and how it works? I mean, you can, but is that why you buy an Apple product or not? You know what I'm saying? I've never bought an Apple product in my life, and I never will, because of the things that they do, not because of the software that they created or the, you know what I'm saying, the hardware that it's built on. I just like Android. My first thing I ever bought was an Android. The first kind of operating system I bought was Windows. The first phone that I bought was an Android, and I'm happy with it, and I'm fine with that. So why would I switch over to an iPhone? I never had a reason to switch over to an iPhone. Nobody's ever given me a reason to switch over to an iPhone, except like, oh, it's easier. And I'm like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? It's easier to use. Okay, that's fine. When I find that Androids are hard to use, then I'll start considering an Apple product, an iPhone. But until then, I'm gonna stick with Apple or with Android. I'm gonna stick with them. So I don't see the need for that. You know what I'm saying? So open source versus closed source, it's just like, no, that's not. I felt like that was. You can't consider that to be a pro or a con. We're not walking around here asking Microsoft or just, you know what I'm saying, like asking Elon Musk or whoever's going to be Palantir, whoever's going to be creating these AI models, or even Waymo. We're not going to their creators and their CEOs and the developers and asking, hey, how does that code work? How does the code work? We can, if you're a developer, if you're a tech nerd, if you are into technology, of course you're going to do that. But I'm just trying to store my Bitcoin, bro. Like, I don't care how it works. Is it going to store my Bitcoin? Is it going to protect my Bitcoin? Great. If not, I'll move on, find somewhere else to find some other service to use. You know what I'm saying? So that was neither here nor there for me. Hey, I'm just being honest. That was neither here nor there. So, is what it is. And like I said, when I first heard about, crypto in general and everything, the first company that was, referred to me or suggested to me was Ledger, and I just went with it. I was like, okay, let me try them out. I had some crypto on Coinbase. I knew I needed to move it, and I was like, let me just try them out. I got the Ledger Nano S, Ledger Nano X, 2 for 1. I felt like it was a great price. So I want to say it was like 140, 145 plus tax and everything, and I got it. And I bought that, and that was it. But like I said, I could not believe the amount of people that were saying, oh, no, stop, don't use Ledger. They're making videos about it and everything like that. And I just felt like it was just haters. Just hating on Ledger. And then this past week, I don't know if anybody's out there. First of all, if you have a Ledger, don't fret. It's okay. You're fine. You're fine. This is not a video or podcast to say, oh, don't. Well, I guess it is kind of legitimate, but let me get it out, and then you make your decision on your own. All right. This past week, I tried to move some Bitcoin out of my Ledger, out of my wallet, into a different one. And come to find out, I couldn't. Now, let me be clear. I'm not gonna tell you how much Bitcoin I have, but it was less than a Bitcoin. Okay, but it was more than zero point 0.1 Bitcoin. That's all I'm gonna say. It was more than 0.1 Bitcoin. But let me back up just a second. Before this, I used test amounts. Everybody knows you use test amounts when you're doing something new for the first time, or when you're doing something for the first time with a new wallet or whatever. You send test amounts first. Send test amounts. So I was sending test amounts. I was just sending 100,000 sats. That's all I was sending, 100,000 sats. Worked the first time, worked the second time. I was like, cool, great. Then I was like, I just want to get all this. I just want to get rid of Ledger, get rid of all Bitcoin. It makes no sense to make multiple transactions. Let me just send the rest of my stack and be done with it. Just be done with the whole thing. And as I sent the first time, tried to send more than 0.1 Bitcoin, it kept saying incorrect data. Multiple times. Incorrect data. I'm like, incorrect data? What are you talking about? I do have this much. I know it. I see it. And that's when I thought about it. That's when I thought to myself, I was like, wait a minute. Incorrect data. So they have to have some kind of tie of amounts within Bitcoin wallets. It just didn't make physical sense or digital sense. And that's why this podcast is called Bitcoin Nonsense. NONCENTS. But anyway, I was like, I see my balance, but I can't send it. And it says incorrect data. And I'm like, but the data says I have this much Bitcoin. But when I try to transfer it out, it says incorrect data. So that got me to thinking. I was like, there's only one thing. There's only one reason. There's only one way that my digital wallet can be telling me that I don't have the amount of Bitcoin that I know I have. And that's if Ledger either has a failsafe. I don't even know if that's called a failsafe. I guess failsafe to them, but not failsafe for us. But if they have a failsafe, a mechanism of an amount of Bitcoin that wants to be transferred, or that tries to leave a specific wallet that they deem I don't want to say unsafe, because it's not unsafe, it's not their Bitcoin, but that they deem unnecessary to move, or that they deem too much to move. Like I said, it was more than 0.1, but it was less than 1 Bitcoin. Alright? And just to give you context, just putting it out there. And I was just kind of shocked. I was like, oh, this is why they say don't use Ledger. Nobody's ever used that reason before. Maybe I'm the first one. I hope I'm the last. But that's all I can say. All I can say is, please don't meme me. Please don't meme me. I mean, you can, whatever. I don't care. If you've gotten this far into the podcast, you deserve it. You deserve it. Go ahead and use it, man. Honestly, now that I think about it, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you listening to the podcast. All right, that's my gift to you. But hey, all I can say is, all right. So that's my thing. That's my story. That's what happened to me. If you try to move more than zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, Ledger Live is not going to let you. I don't understand why. Get this. So, in my confusion, in my trials and tribulations, I reached out to Ledger. I went on their website. I clicked the support. I click contact, whichever one it is. Contact us or support, whatever it was. I just put what I needed. They give you a subject to click on, and they give you a text box to write or whatever. I didn't even write anything. I think I just put, I don't know what I forgot what I put. But I reached out to them. They got back to me, and then at first I was like, I don't want to be exposed. I don't want them to notice me. I want to do this just incognito, because I was thinking to myself, I was like, I don't want the alert. It's not about how much I had. It's just about what I was doing, which was migrating my Bitcoin to another service. And I didn't want them to see me doing that, because I already moved, I want to say 200,000 sats at that point. I already moved a lot. I mean, to some people, and to some other people, that's like nothing. 100,000 sats. What is that? 100,000 sats is like $80, whatever, or $90 right now at the time of the price. Whatever the price is, it's you divide that by 100,000, which, yeah, whatever the price is, you divide it by. You don't need to know that. It's fine. Okay. And so I didn't want them to see what I was doing. So at first I didn't reply back. They were like, "Hey, you contacted us. What can you help us with? And or what can we help you with?" And I was like, I don't know if you can help me. I don't know. And I didn't want to tell them at first. But then I was like, okay, wait a minute. They're not supposed to be able to know your balance. They're not supposed to be able to see who you are, unless you actually give them your address. Side note, I did, one time, I did contact them. This is not my first time doing this. This is my second time contacting them, because I couldn't move them. I couldn't, what was I trying to do? I wasn't trying to move my crypto. I was trying to see the amounts, and I couldn't see it. Yeah. I was looking at my wallet, and there was nothing on it. I couldn't see. There was like literally like it was like a new wallet. It was like no Bitcoin, no crypto, no Ethereum, It was like a new wallet, and I was like, what is this? So I had to call them up and I said, hey, what's going on? My firmware, or whatever. And they was like, yeah, it's fine. You need to update your firmware. And I was like, wait a minute, because I was almost scared. I was scared for a second. I was like, okay, I know the blockchain. I know where my crypto is. It's just not on this wallet. It pisses me off and it scares me at the same time that I can't see my amounts. But let me get into Ledger. Let me call them up and see where it is, because I was like, wait a minute, I got too much riding on this, too much money that I've been invested in this for me not to even see anything. I didn't see anything. It was like it was like the abyss. It was like looking into the abyss, and I was like, where's my fucking crypto? All right, so called them up. They said, hey, just update your firmware, update your software. You got to go Ledger Live on the laptop, update your shit. So I was like, oh, okay. Then I did that, and it was fine. Got everything back. I was like, I don't like this, but okay. It just didn't feel right. Like, how can something not be there because of an update of code? You know what I'm saying? So what happens if you never update the code? I don't know. It just didn't feel right. But then I thought, the money in our banks are not really there anyway, or not really there either. So what's the difference? Anyway, I digress. Called them up. And eventually, after thinking about it a couple of days, I was like, okay, they can't see my balance unless I show them my balance, or unless I tell them like the address, or unless I give them a way. You know, it's like as if we're sharing. Like if I give them, like if you're on Zoom, and somebody gives you the share button, or they make you a co-host. That's the only way they can see into my wallet. I'm just trying to give you an analogy. That's the only way they can see into my wallet is if I give them the access to it. So I was like, there's no way they can see my wallet. I have to give them my private keys. And there's no way they can. All they can see is my transactions of what I do, um, and stuff like that. But they can't see my amount. They can't see into who I am, basically. Because my fear is, or I guess my actually my what's that word? Endearing, but it's a different my interest, or my intrigue. That's what it's called. My intrigue of what they can do is if Ledger was ever forced by the government or whoever to say, hey, give me all your customers because we made a bill, or we created this act that says, oh, we need to verify, or we need to surveil all crypto transactions from the moment you guys opened up in business till now, or whatever. And then they have no reason, or they have no reason, but they have no choice but to give up that information to the governments. And then that's how they use, that's what they do to force you to do things that they want you to do. So you always want to be under the radar. You always want to be under the radar. I don't know if whoever's watching this, you always want to be under the radar as much as you can with this thing until it becomes, friendly, until everybody's using it, until it becomes a global asset, until everybody recognizes that this is actually money, because that's what it really, really is. It's just in digital form. They're just mad that there is a code, that there is an actual cryptocurrency outside of the system that we can use that they cannot control. And that's the key. They can't control Bitcoin. That's why they're so pissed off. And that's why they're doing everything they can in order to control it. Hey, but anyway. So this is what I was afraid of. And that's why I was like, my intrigue was like, if I bring attention to myself, they're going to notice me trying to move my funds. That was my fear. I did not want that to be apparent. I didn't want that to be obvious. Like, oh, he's moving. Oh, we gotta find out why. We gotta find out where he's going to. We gotta find out how much he owes in taxes. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit I'm talking about. That's the shit that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with that. I feel like that is just, it's immoral. I feel like it's I guess un-American, if I can say, or it goes against our rights. You know what I'm saying? Privacy rights. It goes against the rights. Unethical, all that. I think it's just ridiculous what they can do just because they have a gun in their hand. That's all what it is. It's not the money. It's not how much power they have or how much influence they have over others. It's just they have a gun in their hand. That's the only thing that they have, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a crime to shoot them. So if you shoot them, you're in the wrong. You see what I'm saying? So this is how they got you. This is how they get you. It's a losing game. You know what I mean? Like, to fight against the government, to fight against the powers that be, it's a losing game. And so, like I said, it's not the money or it's not the influence. It's the power that they have with a bullet. Because as soon as you shoot them, you're in the wrong. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no judge in the world that's going to grant you innocence or there's no, there's no jury in the world that's gonna grant you immunity because you fought against the power that be, because the power controls them. The power controls the system. So how can you fight against something like that? And that's what they know. They know they know that. They know that. So yeah, you gotta be able to fly under the radar as much as you can, So that being said, I was like, okay, but it's 9 times out of 10, it's very unlikely that they're gonna they're gonna focus on me, that they're gonna shine a light on me, that they're gonna be like, wait a minute, this guy, what, you know what I mean? Like, who am I to them? You know what I'm saying? I'm just a normal customer. And so I just asked them, hey, after a couple of days of thinking about it, I said, hey, is there any, limits to how much Bitcoin or crypto we can transfer? I was trying to transfer some crypto, and it wasn't letting me. And then they responded with 3 things. They said, make sure your exchange doesn't have a crypto limit. They said make sure, I want to say, the wallet address was correct or something like that. I can go back in the email, but it ain't that serious. But I want to say they said make sure the wallet address was correct. And then they said make sure, I don't remember the last one, but it's not important. I want to say, and don't send crypto with high fees during high fees or something like that. I want to say during a high fee environment. I want to say that's the last one. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I didn't reply. I was like, okay, cool. Didn't say anything about it. But I just kept sending my Bitcoin out at the highest amount that I could, but with their lowest tier that they allowed me to send out, if that makes sense, even though it's my crypto. So it's just it kind of reminds you of a bank, doesn't it? I don't know if you guys know, but back in 2018, I went to my bank, and they told me, for whatever reason, on this specific day, that I couldn't withdraw more than $1,000. Long story short, got the manager involved. I got that null and voided. I was able to take out $3,700 for my car repairs. But ever since then, I was trying to get my money out of a bank, and that's why I'm here today, because of that day back in 2018. Just as a preface for who I am and for why I'm into Bitcoin. But there was somewhere I was gonna go with this. Because they control how much Bitcoin I was able to send out on my wallet at a specific time. It wasn't scary. It was just kind of interesting. Like I said, it was kind of shocking. Again, it was just kind of shocking. I was like, wow. You know what I mean? And so that was that, man. I was able to send out all my Bitcoin, move it to another wallet, but I was like, man, now I just gotta say something. You know what I mean? If it get out there, get out there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think my tripod's about to fall, but it should be fine. I'm almost done. I'm surprised I've already been talking for 40 minutes. This is amazing. Maybe podcast is inside of me. Maybe podcasting is what I can do, what I should be doing. All right. I hope y'all don't mind that I'm not going to be editing these. I'm just going to keep it in. I hope y'all Don't mind the ums and the uhs and stuff, and the coughs. If it's really really bad, I will edit them out if I have the time, if I can. But I'm gonna keep this all in just for. Um, I just had it, not genuine, but I just had that word. Authenticity, just for authenticity sake. Outside of that, guys, that's about it. I think there was one other thing that I wanted to mention, but I couldn't. Oh, I guess you would ask, okay, you're transferring Bitcoin outside of your wallet, outside Ledger. What other wallet are you using? Okay, drum roll, please. I'm looking at it right here. Let me just grab it real quick. The Blockstream Jade. Yeah. I think it's cool. I haven't used it yet. That's kind of weird. Like I just said, I'm transferring out on my wallet, but you haven't used it yet. That's another podcast. Is it another podcast though? Let's just say I have a middleman. I have a wallet in the middle between Ledger and my Blockstream Jade. Okay. On that, with also, when they were telling me, all these people that I was talking about, all these content creators that I was listening to or following, they were saying, "Oh, don't get a Ledger, get a Blockstream." And I was like, I don't know. I don't see what's so great about it. And then I actually did my research. Read the things that come with it and everything. Read how it's created and everything. And I was like, oh, they have a QR code feature where this doesn't even have to touch the internet. It's that's what they call air gap technology, where they have a camera inside of here. You use your phone. Well, I'm recording on it right now, but you use your phone. Your phone scans the QR code. You put in whatever you want to send to whatever wallet you want, or whoever you want to send it to. You press apply or send or confirm or whatever it is, and then your phone gets a QR code, and then the Blockstream scans it with the camera, and it's on here, and you get to confirm the transaction on here, and that's it. You don't have to connect it to a laptop. You don't have to connect it to your phone. It's just all QR codes. And I was like, damn, that's kind of cool. That's one reason why I chose it. Not the fact that it was only $56 with a 21% off coupon code that I got from one of my Bitcoiners. But, yeah, it was one thing I was like, all right, let me try it out. And they got the Bitcoin case, the orange case. And I was like, I got to get that. You know what I'm saying? Plus, it's a Bitcoin. This one is a Bitcoin only. I think they support other cryptos, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say they do. Yeah, they support other cryptos, but you can choose to have your firmware, your device, be Bitcoin only. So you cannot accept other cryptos on here. Or if you actually get one of these devices that are Bitcoin only, you can't accept other cryptos on it, obviously. But they do have devices for other cryptos. So I got the Bitcoin only one with the Bitcoin color, the orange color, and I felt like this was a good buy. This is definitely a good buy. Air gapped, I would agree. Air gap transactions, I have to second that. I'll co-sign on that. I'll co-sign on those air gapped technology. And then, I mean, I guess since we're, displaying, or since we're showing off our tech, give me 1 second. I did also get a treasure. I haven't opened it yet, obviously, but Also got the Bitcoin only one, the Bitcoin color. Trezor, I want to say, does support other cryptos. But this one is Bitcoin only, so not able to accept any other cryptos on here either. The reason why I chose Trezor, first of all, is woman owned. The owner of Trezor is a woman. And there is not enough women in Bitcoin. Side note, I should make a specific, I probably will. I need to make a dedicated episode to Bitcoin, or to women in Bitcoin. Because I want to say there's 93, I want to say Bitcoin 93% men. I think there's even more. I feel like it's 99% men. But I think I read somewhere it's 93% men and 7% women. But it feels like it's 99% men. Alright? But Trezor was created by a woman. So, hats off to her. Kudos to her. I don't remember her name, but I did watch her talk at the Bitcoin 2023. So if you're watching, hey, how's it going? I love your talk. She speaks about security. That's another topic in itself as well. That is so important. But she even goes in the talk. You guys should watch it. If you come to this point in the podcast, this is me referring you to somebody else, even though I shouldn't. But I don't have anything to lose. You don't have anything to lose. And why would I try to hold knowledge from you? Or why would I try to shield what's good for you? All right. This Bitcoin 2023, the creator of Trezor, the owner of Trezor, not the CEO, the owner is a woman. And she even goes through an attack of your Bitcoin. Like a $5 wrench attack, but she even tells you like, hey, you need to put yourself in a situation where somebody actually comes to your house and tries to get your Bitcoin. There's two things on that. One is I get what she's saying, and it's very vital and it's very important, right? But you can keep yourself from that kind of stress if you, what's the word? If you, let me see how to explain this. It's like, you know how like you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? If you're not, don't get me wrong, be prepared, just like Scar, right? Be prepared for anything that can happen, because it can happen to you. But don't dwell in it. That's one thing that I realized that I don't know if I'm not going to say she missed, but that's just kind of like what I saw from that talk, or what I inferred from that talk. Is that you have to be so ready, and you have to indulge in every single, tool to fight back. And because she even tells you to go home and put yourself in a situation, close your eyes and put yourself in a situation. I was like, I feel like that's a bit, I'm not going to say it's a bit much, but it's like, bear with me. So you don't, I'm going to say, it's not necessary to feel that. Because in my experience, I guess in my opinion, the more you do that, the more you dwell on things that can go wrong, the stronger that connection is, your connection is to that event actually happening. I don't know how you guys are in metaphysics or vibrations or frequencies, but the moment you invite negativity into your mind, that changes the chemistry of your brain. That changes the chemistry of how you think, and that changes the way that you feel, and that changes your vibrational frequency. And I don't know if this is getting too deep or, too much philosophy, but it's just like, if you believe it could happen, it will happen. You know what I mean? So I just can't. I can't support that. I can't support somebody going home after that kind of talk and like fucking damn near meditating about some stranger breaking into their house at gunpoint, at knife point, and demanding their Bitcoin. I just can't support that. I can't tell somebody to be in that frame of mind. I won't tell somebody to be in that frame of mind, because that's not a healthy frame of mind to be in. You know what I'm saying? So don't close your eyes. Write some things down. Yeah, get with your family. I would agree with that, because she says get with your family, talk it out. Come up with some degrees of protection that you guys can agree on. Come up with some ways to combat it. Make sure you have, maybe a multi-sig. Obviously a multi-sig. When I say maybe, obviously come up with a multi-sig situation that you can make where your Bitcoin requires 2 keys or even 3 keys in order for it to be accessible. And have it in different regions, have it in different jurisdictions, obviously, have it in different states. You know what I'm saying? Have it in different households. That way, if somebody did actually come like, hey, give me your Bitcoin, I'm like, I got a key. Trust me, I can give you my part, but we're gonna have to go to Washington D.C. I think flight's about $500-$600. Yeah. Next one out. Shit. 11 p.m. tomorrow. I don't know if are you available. I mean, I can sit here, we can chill. The Super Bowl's probably coming on a little bit. I don't know if you hungry. If you want to wait that long, by that time I'm pretty sure somebody noticed you haggling me about my Bitcoin. So I don't know, the police might or might not have been called. Okay, so yes, multi-sig is perfect. Multi-sig will be perfect. And then if you, for whatever reason, don't want to go that route, hey, hide and go seek, bitch. Hey, hide and go seek. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't remember where I put my keys. Yes, you do. Give me that shit. I mean, they're gonna do what they do. Like, that's another thing that I guess I need to wrap this up. This is about to be an hour. Wow. I'm so proud of myself. I really am. They gonna do, if you get caught by a $5 wrench attack, if you get caught by somebody who's literally trying to beat information out of you, or trying to, not beat it out of you, but if they literally trying to get your Bitcoin, they're gonna try to beat it out of you regardless of how nice you are. I think we can all agree on that, right? And so the main thing for me is, and this is my point to why I would not suggest going home and meditating and putting yourself in that frame of mind and seeing it and feeling it, like, that's too much, bro. No. No. Is that we have to eliminate that event altogether. We have to eliminate the possibilities of that event happening altogether. And that's what I feel like you should be focusing on, not if it actually happens. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're going to put your energy, that much energy, into something that hasn't happened yet, but that could happen yet, and you're giving it that much energy and you don't think it's going to come to fruition. I hope it doesn't. I mean, I don't know if somebody out there, has some kind of, has been doing this for a while, or is always on edge. That's another thing. You're always gonna be on edge if you're in that frame of mind. You're always gonna be whole intention. You're always going to be in a state of fight or flight. Like, what kind of life is that to live? Day to day. What kind of frame of mind is that to be in day to day? So we have to prevent that attack from even happening. We have to be fucking, what's that Tom Cruise movie, Minority Report. Stop it before it even happens. You know what I'm saying? So I would say focus on digital security before you focus on your physical security. You know what I mean? VPNs, Proton Mail, multiple email accounts, password manager so you can create one password for all your accounts. The what's that app generator from Google? The two-factor authentication, multiple generator. What's it called? Password generator or code generator. It generates a code every 15 seconds. That app thing. That generator that generates a code every time for your sensitive information. What else? That's just 5 things that's right there. And I think there's one more thing that you can do. I know it's one more thing, but I'm just not thinking of it right now. VPNs, password managers, Proton Mail emails, multiple email accounts. Don't use your real name. Use a nickname for all your mail. Oh yeah, security deposit boxes. Security deposit boxes. Don't use your maiden name. Have alternate phone numbers somehow. If you gotta pay a small fee, it might be worth it. You know what I mean? Just so that they can, because the best case scenario for this guys is if they get a nickname, which is not even your real name. They might get your address. But no. To negate that, security deposit the box, the PO box or PO box, they get that, and then they get a random phone number. Those 3 things. That's all you need: name, address, and phone number. And they don't have any of the real ones. They have all the fake ones. Or even if they do, the PO box don't have your address. That's just somewhere they can go, and they don't know who you are. They're not gonna hold you at gunpoint if you they're not going to stand outside of UPS to figure out what time you're going to try to access your PO box. You know what I'm saying? And then your phone number. They call that number, or they try to use that number online. It's not your real number. It has no ties to your real identity. That's perfect. So I would say go that route. You know what I'm saying? Set up some dummy accounts. That's all you have to do. Don't be out here paranoid and putting yourself in that kind of vibration, guys. Don't put yourself in that type of vibration, that type of energy, that type of frequency, that type of environment. Nah, I can't. Like I said, I'm not supporting that. I love her. Don't get me wrong. If you're watching this, I appreciate what you do. I'm thank you for Treasure. Thank you for everything that you do. I understand it. I understand where you're coming from, but I can't support it. I won't support it. I just don't agree with that kind of skill or those techniques. I'm not gonna subject my audience to that. But that's about it, guys. Hey, I did it. I honestly was not expecting for this to go on this long. If I'm in the background, I appreciate you guys watching or listening. Or doing what you do. Keep on going to the gym. Keep on drinking your water. Keep on getting your sunlight. Keep on getting 8 hours of sleep. Keep on meditating, man. That's all you need. Also, fruits and vegetables. Get your fruits and vegetables there. Make sure you eat something green, please, every meal. Make sure you eat something green. When's the last time you had something green on your plate? Think about that. Next time you eat. See if there's anything green on your plate, please. Alright, guys, that's all that I gotta say. Y'all already know, man. Bitcoin is the future. Might as well make your future a present also. And like I said, the current monetary system needs an update. Every system has an update. We update our phones every what, month? You know what I'm saying? Cars get updated, buildings get updated. You know what I'm saying? TVs get updated. Smart TVs now and everything going on. So the last thing, the only thing that's never been updated is the monetary system that we use today. But hey, we have an update now. It's called Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the update to the money system that we have, guys, all right? I want y'all to remember that. It's going to be updated regardless. Whether it's a digital currency that they create, Fed coin, CBDC, you know what I'm saying, USD coin, that pretty much they already have, stable coin, like I said, USDC, USDT, whatever. It's already in its infancy, so it's already kind of here. But we still using dollars. We still using, you know, Visa, and we still using, you know, MasterCard and American Express. We're still using the digital dollar. We're still using that. But one day we're gonna have to transfer over to something that is 100% digital. There's no cash. Remember, just imagine the world without ATMs. That's the world I'm talking about. That's the update that we're going to talk about. That's the update that I'm talking about. That's the update that we're going to see. When that happens, when there's no ATM, there's no physical cash, that is when money has been updated to a digital form. What kind of money do you think the world is going to be on at that time? That's the question that you got to ask yourself. If I was a betting man, it would be stable coins, some kind of like little bank coin, whatever that they choose to like transfer on the payment rails, because they're not going to adopt Bitcoin as their currency. They can't. They can't control it. That's the key. They can't control it. So they're going to use something that they can control, right? But for us, we're going to be able to have our own kind of cryptocurrency, our own kind of digital form of money. So we will be able to agree upon. So what kind of digital money will that be? If I was a betting man, it would be Bitcoin. All right. And then we can convert our Bitcoin into whatever money that they want us to use, because they can control it. But we don't have to do that, because our money will be more valuable than their money. And we can create our own economy through Bitcoin. It's already happening, guys. And it's little by little. It's already happening. Economies where Bitcoin is the only currency that they accept. I'm telling you, it's already here. It's just not global yet. There's already Bitcoin areas, Bitcoin cities, Bitcoin citadels. There's already that right now, where you can go somewhere, you can buy things, and it's not even a question. Everything is just valued in sats. Everything is denominated in sats. So you go there to spend Bitcoin. It's already happening. We already have communities like that all around the world. It's just not global. It's decentralized, and that's the way it's supposed to be. But once the whole world notices, and the whole world is put up on game, and the whole world is like, oh my God, we have a freedom of to commerce in any way that we want. That's when Bitcoin is just going to explode, and everybody's going to want Bitcoin. I'm not going to say it's going to be a Bitcoin standard. Like I said, they're going to want to control whatever money that they have to control, you know what I'm saying, the money supply. But everybody's going to want Bitcoin. And everybody's going to accept Bitcoin. That's the key. Every merchant, every business, every institution, every corporation, every person, every being, every baby, every AI, every custodian, every AI custodian is going to accept Bitcoin as payment. And that's all we need. And that's all you're going to need. And we're going to live happily ever after, guys. All right. So I appreciate it. I'm still I haven't. I can't believe I've been sitting here for an hour talking to you guys. But I look forward to the next one. I really do. And I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks again. Maybe it's you guys that are the reasons why I'm able to do what I do and say the things that I say and be able to share the things that I share. I was gonna wait for another episode. I don't know why I was gonna wait. I don't know why. I'm doing a course. I'm doing a Bitcoin research course. It's a research course because a lot of people say TLDR on Bitcoin. That's literally what it's called. It's called the Bitcoin TLDR. All right. So that way more people can understand it, because that's the number one reason why people don't get into Bitcoin. They don't understand it. Great. Don't worry. I got you. Especially rich people. All right. I'm going to get off here. Yeah, if you have gotten this long into this video, I want to give you a hat. Just comment down below hat and I'll get in contact with you. I'll get in contact with you. All right. You know my hats. You see my. Do I really have to go get one? I don't want to take it down and bring it back. All right, fine. Hold on. God damn. All right, last thing. If you made it this far into this video for the podcast, here you go. I will send you a hat. This is black or orange with a black B. This is orange with a white B. And this is black with a white B, obviously. I have white with a black B too. All right, fine. God dang. This is what I should have done in the first place. Just got the 4, but and I have a white with a white B. All right. If you made it this far into this video, just comment down below. I'll get in contact with you, and we'll go from there. All right. I'm gonna get off here, man. It's been a while. I'm gonna see y'all next week sometime. Like I said, I'm not gonna give you a frequency. I'm not gonna give you a time. I'm not gonna give you a day, but I'll be back. How about that? All right. Thank you guys. Love you guys.